You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE NXT After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE NXT After Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to NXT's After Show, where we're going to tell you how many campus security guards it takes to capture Mr. NXT tonight. I'm your host, Cathy Kelley, and joining me on the panel, as always, True Hobo.
I am here, and I am not as keystone-y tonight as that whole segment was with Bo Dallas running around. It was like Benny Hill.
And we were singing his song, right?
Of course.
His spirit was alive and well tonight.
Yes,
thanks to Bo Dallas.
Sitting next to True Hobo, Mark Donica.
Yeah, and you know what? Tonight was really silly and very entertaining and kind of the epitome of what most shows need to be, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't too comedic. Like, it was very funny.
It had a good balance.
It had a very good balance.
Yeah, it did have that. Although it felt like there was a little bit more filler on this show than there needed to be in some places.
It
Let's
seems
just say
like
that.
they're building storylines right now, and they're going to pay off in the coming weeks,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
So, before we get into NXT tonight, I know you guys wanted to talk about, we are the first after show at AfterBuzz who are going to talk about this, but the releases that happened today.
Yes.
So you guys have all the news on that?
We do. There were initially 10, but
Snuck one in there.
Snuck one in right at
end.
the end. Talent releases today. There's a rumor that there's going to be some administrative layoffs tomorrow, and it's some think that it's due to the lack of success from the WWE network. But that being said, the 11 folks that were let go, a lot of people who have been kind of in the eye of the viewer. Brodus Clay, who was heavily featured on NXT, Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, so 3 MBs over, despite being involved in 2 of the best matches in the last 2 pay-per-views and some of the best spots, they're done. Evan Bourne, who we were literally talking about last week.
I know, you guys promised me.
I mean,
it's
the nature of the business.
Plans of mice and men, really.
That one is like the majority of these are ones that I went, but they had so much that they could do. Oksana was let go despite being used very recently.
She was on Raw the last 2 weeks, yeah.
They put her in a couple of matches against Paige right after she won the championship. Kurt Hawkins, who we saw on NXT a couple of weeks ago, and I've always been really high on. I've been enjoying him ever since he broke off from the Edgeheads, which was years ago, but still. Though he had a couple years left on his contract and was still let go. Now he's totally accepting bookings, and he'll hopefully...
Actually, I think he's already got 1 booking.
Does he?
Yeah. He's, on Twitter, he touted it getting booked at, like, PSW or something like that. I forget where, but, yeah, he's already got a booking, so
good.
he'll have a fine future.
He's landing on his feet.
Yeah.
Yoshi Tatsu. There was a Yoshi Tatsu chant tonight, if only they knew.
Oh, boy.
That one was sad, too, because I've always been a fan of Yoshi, but... With the rumor that they're bringing in another Japanese superstar, it's kind of like swap one for the other.
Well, that one's got a little bit more buzz about him. I don't think Yoshitatsu had much buzz coming in, but the guys coming in now, Japanese wrestlers, are highly featured in Japan and well known by people on the independent circuit. So there's that.
Very much so. Theodore Long, whose contract actually just ended.
Okay.
Enjoy your time off.
Seriously, he's been working 30 some years and deserves it.
Forever.
JTG, the man who the bookers forgot.
The man who consumed catering.
Yes, catering master has finally been let go. He's always been entertaining, but he hasn't been on TV in months. He wasn't even in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania, and that's usually where you could spot the folks who aren't used very much. Camacho.
Yeah.
Which was super sad because his program, like, he really got to show how exemplary of a talent he was during his thing with Adam Rose. We were all hoping for a re-gimmick.
I mean, I was just that whole program he just had with Adam Rose turned me on to him. I didn't like him at all before that, and he just started to turn a corner at the end of that. And I'm thinking to myself, man, he's starting to get on a roll. He's starting to get somewhere. Something's gonna happen for this guy. Not here, it's not.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see him in TNA, maybe as an actual Tongan.
Everybody made that joke, and my joke back is, how's Dixie gonna pay for that? She can't
Seriously.
pay for anything.
Maybe for Jarrett.
Maybe.
And then the last person to be let go was referee Mark Harris, who we've seen, kind of on the show. There's really no buzz
I
about
couldn't
why
pick
he
him
was
out of
let
the
go.
lineup.
Yeah.
But yeah, just 11 folks let go, and it's kind of a yearly thing now.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate for both parts, but it does look like they're making room for a lot more talent. They do have a really big roster right now.
And also, the Florida Center is exploding with people.
They keep bringing in people. So, I mean, it just makes sense that if you keep bringing in people, you got to let people go. You can't just have, like, a house full of guys down there.
Yeah.
Especially with the rumors of Kevin Steen and Willie Mack possibly getting signed, who are big indie guys.
Yeah.
And Drake Younger just came in and is a referee now, so...
There's a lot of folks that have names that they're going to try to get out there as fast as possible to get the rollover.
I think they're also having tryouts this weekend
They are.
as well. So there are a lot of new people coming in. We wish the people who were let go the best. It sounds like a
Seriously.
lot of them already have things lined up, which is amazing.
The good news about leaving a place like WWE is it is the maximum amount of exposure one can get in the wrestling scene.
True.
So after you leave WWE, you can get a flurry, just an absolute flurry of independent bookings for a good dollar amount. So they'll be okay for a little while, as long as they're able to stay on top of that and turn it into something real, like Chris Hero did. But yeah, I mean, they'll have an okay career as long as they want it. I mean, you see guys like Tyler Rex. Tyler Rex was released and immediately went into sort of the personal training and fitness element of things. And a lot of guys go that route because they have to maintain their physique. So they figure I can turn that into cash and do. So
Yeah, Tyler Rex is doing pretty good for himself.
he is.
A lot of the girls have clothing lines and bikini lines and things like that.
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn
totally
does.
turned
I
that
think
around.
Maurice does as well.
That would make sense.
So yeah, a lot of the people do partake in business ventures and turn it into something good.
I mean, it's about personality. That's what this whole thing's about. And when people like your personality or know your personality, then they'll be more interested in buying into the other things that you have to offer.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Exactly.
Best of luck to everybody.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So let's get into NXT now. We have a lot to talk about, some great matches tonight, a lot of following up on stories that we've seen progress the last few weeks.
I don't know if you're on the...
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay. That's how the top end was like.
I
We
was gonna
started
talk.
with the middle
No,
of the
I
show.
knew what I was going to talk about.
Okay, sorry.
So first up, we had TJ, just a promo of him saying that he regrets how things ended with Neville after their match. He wished he had shook his hand.
Just a weirdly big recap package for having, like, a match.
I mean, I think we did need something between then and tonight's match to kind of remind us, like, why they're doing it.
Right.
And why
that's
Neville,
happening.
But they had
let
that-
him do it.
They had that whole package, and then they did the thing from last week. It seemed like overkill.
Too much?
Like,
Okay.
especially since it's not following like a pay-per-view or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was just another episode last week, so we're not. I don't know if they're trying to keep it rolling or what they're trying to do, but it seemed out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a longer episode this week. It was like 55 minutes.
Yeah, it's really... Yeah.
So it
Close
seemed
to
like
an
it was
hour.
just added on to the time that we would normally get
Yeah.
for an NXT episode.
like a last-minute decision. Hey, let's put the package in
Why
the
not
front.
put it in if we already edited it?
Yeah.
Give it to the fans.
Edited
Edited it.
Dun, 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 dun.
The first match of the night, we get Bayley, Emma, and Paige versus the BFFs. Of course, that includes Charlotte, Sasha, and Summer Rae.
Yay! The BFFs are back.
I was excited for this match.
very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys think?
It didn't quite go the way I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good to see the BFFs working as a unit.
Yeah.
Technically.
Until they didn't anymore.
I want to see some more of that.
Yeah.
Like, just unraveling is going to be fun to see over the next few weeks.
Plenty of that coming.
Yeah. There was also, all of the faces got their own entrances, but the BFFs came out together.
To Charlotte's music, which was weird.
So
Well,
is she the new
But even coming down
Regina George?
even coming down the ramp, the BFFs just kept like crossing in front of each other, each one trying to eat up all the camera time that they could. It was.
I mean, that's what happens with the Mean Girls, is they're fake friends, so they're not.
Bunch
really-
of catty broads, man.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Just they're setting up for hopefully a big implosion. I wonder how long they can keep it going before it just gets gratuitous.
Yeah. So anything that stood out from the match for you guys?
I thought there was going to be a bit more in the beginning. The BFFs just took over on Emma, just like a pack of wolves, just on top of her, wouldn't let her go anywhere. So, I mean, we didn't really get to see much of either Paige or Bailey until Emma was able to finally just break away after doing her tarantula, whatever it's called.
Venema?
Escapes me.
No, that's her.
The Emma lock.
Emma.
Emma.
No.
Emma.
It's an Emma pun.
Girl, you got too many things going on.
Anyways, so there was at one point where I think Sasha grabbed Emma off the apron of the ring. She just fell. But Bailey ends up winning with a roll-up.
After
all
Charlotte
that.
kicks Summer out of the ring. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
It
There's
was
some tension.
Didn't expect Paige to not get in the match.
She didn't get anything. Like,
No, she was just waiting for a tag. the whole
Saving
time.
herself for the main roster.
Yeah, which is apparently.
I
we're not
think
going to
it's
go back into
honestly,
that.
Though it's smart on them because they know that she's being utilized every week up there, and they don't want to see her get hurt, especially when she's champion, because so many of the people on the main roster are getting hurt while they're in these high positions that they can't have another person susceptible to that.
give her something. You don't
I
make
know,
her
I know, okay.
a statue out there. Just give her something. I don't even know.
Give her a hot tag, a couple of clotheslines, screaming at one of the people on the ground, and then a tag into Bailey, and then the match continues.
I was expecting at least 2 hot tags.
Yeah.
One to Bailey and then one to Paige.
Do you think we'll see her in the next 2 episodes, since those, last week's, this week's, and then the following 2 weeks were all filmed in the same day? They were just saving her for something else?
No, while that's a possibility, I think with how we saw later with Alexa Bliss and Sasha, that they're like, okay, that's over, moving on. I think we might see something with like a non-title match between Charlotte and Bailey because Bailey got the pin. But this seemed like the setup with the approval from the main roster divas of Bailey being the top face in NXT.
I like that,
Yeah. I mean, they didn't set anything up for Paige. So, I mean, if she shows up, great. Absolutely we'll have her. But I'm not expecting to see her.
Makes sense. So, after this match, we get a little video from earlier this week. JBL is in a room, and there's a man in a mask, and he asks to be a wrestler for NXT. They sign the contract, and the masked man thanks JBL for allowing him the opportunity, and he believes he will be good for the company.
That was good. That's really good. That's pretty good. This is really funny.
JBL, he doesn't seem like the sort of guy who would be duped so easily.
No,
but
he wasn't at all. I don't think he was at all. The smile on his face is just like, all right, I'll
like,
play along with
I know
this
what's
for
going
a
on
little
here.
while.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sami during the match. They're both just like, really, dude?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
What was the chant? It's like, you're not fooling us. Yes, you are.
You can't fool us.
You can't fool us.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. But we will talk about all of that later in our after show tonight. We go to the locker room where Lexi, we mentioned earlier, she comes over and asks the BFFs, namely Sasha, for a match next week.
Or just a match. Did she even say that next week? I thought, like, oh,
No,
this
she
might happen
wanted a
later.
match. Although,
So-
generally how these things work out is they do the setup and then next week is
Yeah.
the match. It's generally not much longer than that.
Yeah. We would forget about it if it was 3 weeks from now.
I still didn't forget about Mojo getting lost on his way to the ring. For a week.
Yeah, there was that.
Kicks the door
And
open
go.
and never shows
Week-long
up.
hype.
Stay hyped
Yeah,
all week long.
did.
Oh, yeah.
24/7. Yeah.
He must be a party animal on that Full Sail campus. He must, like, run the frat houses.
Like everything's dying, and then just Mojo, yeah, let's get hype. And then he's got like a hype energy drink or something, and like that's perfect. Now they have a new product. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
He'd be like the worst pledge master ever. Can you imagine that?
I just imagine he has like super lame challenges, like put the sign that says "kick me on your back," as opposed to like anything actually fun. He's
That
just
would
kind
be
of
a
dork.
bow thing. No.
No, I want to.
Oh, you have a kick me sign on your back.
now I want to see a series on the WWE network of NXT, but treat it as a college, where there's like the art house kids with like Graves and Zayn, and then
This sounds like Saved by the Bell college years. It's NXT college years.
Yeah.
that's I want to see that.
Mr. Belding has to be involved.
Oh,
I love
he
it.
totally would.
Yes.
He totally would.
Oh, no.
Oh, that would be amazing.
He's
Now I want
the
to see
GM
that.
of NXT college years at Full Sail University.
Oh, my.
I was thinking, okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but Full Sail University's logo is an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Full Sail should be
A boat.
a
It
boat.
would be a boat, because we're in Florida. I don't know. Full.
I was thinking because after college your career takes off, but it
Not in
doesn't
this economy.
really make sense.
Or only if you're lucky in that business too. In wrestling, yeah.
Full Sail's great though. So next up,
Sponsor.
hopefully we will have that match between Lexi and Sasha next week or the week after. But we come back out to the arena. CJ Parker is there holding a sign. I believe on one side it said 100% organic. What was the other side?
I speak for the
I speak for the
trees.
trees.
I speak for the trees. I just want to see. We've gotten this 3-4 weeks now. I want to see him wrestle again.
Yes, very much. I wonder. This is the second time he's come out before a big Cass match. I wonder when it'll happen where he stays out there a little bit, or Cass notices him, or what they're trying to build for him.
Okay. Who do you think his next opponent should be in your dream world?
I mean,
It made sense when he was going against Mojo, and that sort of fizzled out in a hurry. I like that, though.
yeah, those
But
of the folk that they have right now.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, I don't see him facing Tyler Breeze anytime soon just because of the matches that Tyler Breeze has been booked in recently. But
Right.
that would be so great to have, like, all of the makeup you wear is tested on animals.
that could be a turn for Breeze, but he's too good as a heel right now.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is there doesn't seem to be
But
enough
he's such a
faces.
likable heel.
Yes.
Well,
Just because he's good at it. He's
Right.
way too good at it.
people believe in it, and the suspension of disbelief is so
Yeah.
easy that people enjoy it. But it doesn't seem to be enough faces down there to really balance out the heels. So we just sort of have
A lot of
CJ Parker
heels.
milling around.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I can't think of anybody.
I mean, it's good for him to have FaceTime every single week with these things.
Right.
And it's all in
regardless.
character, and
Yeah.
it's not a squash. It's all makes
He was
sense for his character.
Really highlighted during Takeover, even though he didn't have his own match. So
I think Rose could be a good one for him, but I don't know how often Rose will come back down.
I
Yeah,
don't know that
that's
he
what I was
will.
Yeah. I mean, Bo keeps coming back.
And it's
True.
I mean, they're both kind of goofy gimmicks. CJ Parker's goofy, but with a really serious edge to it, and Adam Rose is just goofy. So I'm not sure how that would quite work out.
I would say also, Adam Rose didn't really have any loose ends to tie up, and Bo does, and that's why he keeps coming back.
That's true. That's true.
Because he's been involved in the storyline for so long, whereas Adam Rose, we just met him
Yeah, seriously.
a couple months ago,
And now he's on the main roster.
and his bus goes elsewhere. So.
But that's the thing though. His bus uses so much gas. All of the substance abuse, like not keeping your body healthy.
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of that candy is made with so much.
I bet you just throw your solo cups everywhere when you're, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
going around town.
See, like that's
there's
the one that
something.
makes sense
Yes.
to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see it. But let's talk about the match. We have Big Cass comes out, crowd chants SAWFT.
Swaft.
Need a second there?
Yeah, I was like, did I get all the letters in there? And then Sylvester Lefort and Marcus Louis make their way to the ring. Cass ends up winning with the East River crossing over LaForte. The entire time, Marcus Louis is on the hard cam just waving the French flag.
It was an awesome visual.
We
It
have
was
seen
pretty good.
so many flags in the last couple weeks, from Rusev's flag to Mojo Rawley sporting the American flag to then Big E on Raw having the American flag, and now the French flag.
I wonder where their flag armory is.
They have a flag budget.
Do they? That makes sense.
I mean, I would assume so at this point.
I think you just have a budget for the sticks. They just switch the flags out.
Oh.
Yeah, that
If
makes sense.
you break a stick, you replace a stick, you keep the flag. I mean,
Well, yeah.
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 I don't know.
Have they ever broken a stick, though?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
They try not to
Not in the last couple weeks.
disrespect the flags, but sometimes
It happens.
Oh, that's just
that's
that
what-
thing in Brazil with
Yeah,
Jericho.
Jericho.
They-
Enough
Yeah,
about
it's-
flags. Let's talk about this match. What'd you guys think? I know you guys didn't like the ending as much.
the whole match really, because they're trying to build up these new tag teams and they're having them come out together, and you wanted to see them act as a unit, and there wasn't a lot of that. It was just a lot of Louis on the sidelines.
It doesn't make sense for Louis to just stand there while LaForte is getting his clock cleaned by the 7-foot New Yorker.
Yeah.
What? Do something. Get in there, man.
Beat him with the flag.
Absolutely. And so I was not so happily surprised that there was no interaction. There was nothing.
Okay.
He just lost.
Yeah.
LaForte lost.
Yeah, it was somewhat clean. We actually got to see some offense. Like I've been saying the past couple of times we've seen him when he's been in comedy matches. I want to see him actually wrestle. And now that he has a tag team and they're trying to be legitimate, he's slowly getting to be in better matches, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how well Enzo is or how close he is to coming back, but this would be the time to start integrating him. You bring out these French guys. French guys beat Cass in a not so clean way. Cass gets mad and starts fighting with them. Eventually Enzo comes back and we have this big tag team feud.
Yeah. And they need
And-
more tag teams.
And the soft shirt it has Cass and Enzo on it.
Right.
So
I don't know. He must still be having trouble with that leg.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a matter of time until he comes back. Maybe we're just going to bide our time then. But I do think Cass needs to fight an uphill battle with these two guys working as a cohesive unit.
Yeah. It just depends on how bad the injury is and what kind of. What was it, an ACL or?
No, it was
No.
a bad
Oh.
leg break.
Okay.
I think he actually broke it.
But he's been like back in
Rehabbing.
training,
He's
hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's been getting better, but I guess he's not 100 yet.
Yeah.
They won't clear him. Obviously, if
sense.
he's not here.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And I think that they're being more careful with those injuries now.
Oh,
just
definitely.
because.
Evan Bourne's been out for 2 years and is now out.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. And I mean, when you're off the roster for that long, it's hard to. I mean, I guess if they really wanted to reincorporate you, they could, but it just.
It's hard if you haven't been there in a while. They have trouble finding storylines for
Exactly.
you and places for you to get involved.
Because fans forget you.
I don't know how necessarily true that is, but it's writing just going its own way,
Yeah.
and they don't want to have to change things to incorporate somebody else. They
Yeah.
don't like doing that.
And I think with Evan Bourne, they quickly found a replacement for him in terms of his high flying style. And now there are a couple of really impressive high flyers, especially Adrian Neville.
Oh my gosh,
So,
yeah.
so they kind of went, we actually
Neville,
found a
Sami Zayn.
better guy. We found some better guys to do stuff that only you do. So we're okay with you not being here, which is unfortunate because
Yeah.
Evan Bourne's really talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, next segment of the night, we had TJ and Natty backstage. Natty wants to cheer him on during his match tonight against Neville, but he says, you know, Natty, like, I'm focused on winning the belt, and this is about me. It's not about you. So, I don't really know how I feel about you coming to the ring.
Well, she kept wording it like, I can't wait to go out there and cheer you on. It was very kind of writing the line of who she was talking about.
It's very reality based.
And very ambiguous.
Well, no, I would just say that it seems like, obviously I don't think that they're actually having these problems in their marriage,
Yeah.
but it's something that it's fathomable where, you know, the woman, she is the star of a reality show. She is consistently on Raw. She is getting these title shots, and he hasn't been on Raw that much. He's a background character on the reality show, mainly because she is a star of it, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know.
I mean, I have some I have some real experience with this type of situation. My wife has valeted me for a few years. I mean, legitimately.
Yeah.
So when she's backstage, I don't talk to her as much.
Really?
Mostly because I've got my own thing and I'm trying to get my head in the game.
Yeah.
And if she comes over to me and starts talking to me, I'm going to give shorter and shorter answers because I'm trying to get my head in the game.
Yeah.
And I completely understand where he's coming from. I've got to, this is my title shot. I've got to get my head right, and I cannot be talking to you. This is not about you, and I appreciate you supporting me, but I cannot be worrying about you.
The Hobo has a wife?
Yeah, Hobette. No, seriously, Hobette.
Oh.
Seriously.
I mean, I know you have a wife, but
no,
yeah.
no, I really,
okay.
yeah, she's the Hobette.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
It's really adorable.
Aw.
As her mostly than him.
I mean, I think that kind of situation is true with any athlete because your head is in the game, so to speak, and most of the time there's a lot of adrenaline involved, a lot of testosterone, and you're probably already angry a little bit because you want to beat the other person or the other team, and it's just kind of the, you know, babe, shut up, I'm trying to do my thing.
There is no other sport in the world where your wife is sitting on the sidelines. Like,
right there.
No wife can get any closer than Natalya was to Tyson Kidd tonight.
True.
They are not ever that close. So you have to look, if you mess up, you have to look your wife dead in the face and go, I'm sorry. You really, it's a mind trip, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. True. So we will see the aftermath of that. Well, a little bit of it later tonight, and then it seems like next week. But the next segment we have singing. Why did I write down Neville? Because it's not Neville.
I do that all the time. I do that because it's English, and Adrian Neville is English.
Aiden English, thank you so much. I had a brain fart right there. Aiden English is singing, and an unnamed man walks up behind him.
A silent partner, if you will.
Yes. Almost mimey, but not mimey. And he is very strong. Lifts up one of the steel, things over his shoulder.
Very circus.
Very impressive.
Very circus strongman.
Yeah, old school strongman.
Old school strongman, but then also it reminded me of Penn and Teller a little bit, where you have the guy who's talking and then the funny guy who doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
The sort of interesting.
Yeah.
The silent straight man.
I guess as this goes on, we'll find out
it will work,
he can speak, or if this was just his introduction and he wanted to show off more than he wanted to move his lips.
Well, it seemed like
English was
impressed.
He wasn't just impressed. He was like, I love you.
He's
it
like,
was weird.
You didn't even tell me your name.
Yeah, it was a longing stare of just like.
It's like they were made for each other.
Right?
MFEO.
It's beautiful.
Cute. So, Mr. NXT. Let's talk about him for a second.
Please, can we?
Mr. NXT versus Sami Zayn was the next match that we got tonight. We got some "You Can't Fool Us" chants as Mr. NXT walked out in white trunks, white shoes.
Very jazzed up.
And
doing the arms.
He had a cape. Bo Dallas never had a cape.
It's true. And Bo Dallas has Bo Leave on his trunks. And this person didn't have anything.
I don't think we've ever seen Bo Dallas in a white mask either, so it could have been anyone,
exactly.
really. Didn't have any tattoos.
No.
Could have been grappler number 4 for all we know.
Could have been one of the conquistadors finally making their return. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Could have been Mark Donica.
It could.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but it could have been.
It could have been.
Just don't say no.
Yeah, I did. I mean, it could have been.
Could have. No, Bo. Okay. Anyways. Crowd chanting, "You can't fool us."
And Bo Leave.
Mr. NXT raises his arms, very similar to Bo, screams, "I am not Bo Dallas," just in case you were wondering. And Sami Zayn, Sami Zayn rips off his mask to reveal that it is not Mark Donica. It is Bo Dallas.
I never said that I was, or I never said I wasn't.
Neither confirm nor deny.
But it could have been.
Bo
It
ends
wasn't
up getting really shy and just like
exposed.
He is
Like
naked
a
to the world.
exposed.
Exposed.
Oh, boo.
Sami Zayn ends up winning with the Helluva
The
kick.
Helluva. Don't forget to put the umlaut on the U for the Helluva kick.
And afterwards, Zayn exits. Bo still in the ring. Security guards come to take Bo. And there's the little cat and mouse chase. He starts screaming,
Stone cops.
"They're kidnapping me!
That's illegal.
He touched my butt!"
This segment just did not stop,
I
but
know.
I didn't care
I think
that it didn't.
We even went to commercial. We come back and they're in the golf cart. There's 5 security guards just pinning him down, and he's struggling to get out. I love just the irony from how he was going to call campus security, and they were the ones that ended up taking him away.
Oh, God.
How did Zayn prepare for this though? How did he know ahead of time? Because those campus guards were right there at the top of the ramp.
They were probably ready. They're probably like, they saw Bo and somebody probably went, "Hey, we should probably go on there."
Or it was someone, not JBL, said, "If you see Bo Dallas here, don't let him in the building."
Or that's the thing. JBL knew was just like, "All right, when he gets unmasked, just
It's gonna
happen.
call
you
Just
out.
put the
Just be
guards in.
ready."
If you see Bo Dallas, kick him out. He's right there in the ring.
This was
Go get
such a
him.
great segment, though. I want to
Loved-
see him every single week try to come back.
My wish. This is my wish, and it's super cartoon, super silly. But we have a tag match with whoever versus Kalisto and LOCal. And we see LOCal and Kalisto walking to the ring, and then a hand come out and just grab LOCal, and then right after, like as soon as he gets pulled off screen, comes back on, and it's Bo dressed as LOCal, and he goes out to the ring and tries to do lucha,
Yeah.
and can't, and just can't.
That was
And
great.
that I want that so bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that he kept going like, "Okay, all right, I'll go," whoop, and then just kept just trying to run away. He's like, "Let me go quietly."
It was
and
perfect
then he
timing,
went.
too.
And just
Yeah.
him getting pulled away as unceremoniously as possible. I am your champion! I am your champion!
She's a believer.
What's even better about this is that if you had asked any of us, the 3 of us, if we liked Bo Dallas a year ago, I bet you across the board we'd be like, meh.
Yeah, he's kind of old hat.
Yeah.
I wish he'd do something new. Well, here it is.
And now we cannot sing enough of his praises.
And this is a completely different character than what he's doing on TV, on Raw and SmackDown. So this is one of the things where you get an watch NXT because you're going to see people in ways that you never thought you'd see them before.
But that is the thing, is that I wish his character on NXT translated to Raw and SmackDown more, because then I feel like the crowd there would get what we see. Like, we love this character, and I don't know that they've gotten the full taste of it yet.
Well, here's the problem. It's time. Time is the greatest factor. We understand who he is because we've literally seen him progress from debut to where he is now. Well, as everybody who is just watching Raw and SmackDown are just seeing him. We've seen this great progression. I did not see him when he debuted, but I'm sure that everybody else's reaction was much like the main roster's reaction now. It's sort of quiet. Nobody knows quite what to do with it, but they'll get it. If you give it time, they'll get it, and then you'll see this progression.
Yeah.
It'll just be on the bigger stage. Time is just the biggest factor. This gimmick is a time-delayed gimmick.
I really
like
hope
a bomb.
I hope it gets over on the main roster, because we're loving it at NXT.
yeah,
They just got to give it time.
you guys stink.
So the last match of the night with someone who is also quite bitter, TJ. And
Was he TJ or is he Tyson Kidd?
oh, well, Tyson Kidd, fine.
Whatever.
Tyson Kidd versus Adrian Neville.
Or was it in English?
It was Adrian Neville.
Okay.
I was positive. Because I wrote English.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
No.
So I know it's the opposite.
So obviously lots of high-flying moves during this match. Seemed like Tyson Kidd had pinned Neville at one point, but even though the ref counted 3 count, Neville's foot was on the rope.
Ring awareness.
Just
Ring
in
awareness.
time. Towards the end of the match, Tyson ends up grabbing a chair from underneath the ring, but Natty comes over and says, "No, don't do that." it's not in your character.
Not like this.
He turns around and gets clocked by Neville. Neville just capitalized on that, does the red arrow for the win, and that is how we end the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like a Reader's Digest version of their match from Takeover, and without some of the most exciting parts. It was still a good match, but it was just I think it was just way too similar to the match before.
Yeah.
You were excited when he got out the chair.
Yeah. No,
Because it's something different.
Yeah.
Literally, you have a rematch to not have the same match over again, to not do the same things, to have different turnarounds where things were the same. You see something completely different. We didn't see that. We basically saw the same thing. So at the end, it was something different. Now that's what you're looking for in a rematch, is something you haven't seen before when you've seen everything else in this match before.
I think we all three thought that we were going to get the conclusion to the Natty and Tyson Kidd thing tonight, too. Like, after the match, everything was just going to unravel between them two.
it seemed like we were waiting for the last paragraph of a chapter, and that's what they're gonna start off the next one with. But it seemed very incomplete, and now we're like, well, what happens?
It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And it makes some sense. You want to know what happens to him next week, and I get it. But, where do we go? Where do we go from here? Yeah. Natalya stopped Kidd from using a chair to essentially lose the match. On one hand, you kind of go, yeah, she saved him a loss one way, but then she kind of caused it in the other. So there's no winning scenario here.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where we go.
Were there any other points of the match that you guys wanted to highlight or talk about?
I really liked, Neville's athleticism in this match just keeps excelling.
Always.
Just a pure standing shooting star press with no running start, no step. He just stood there, checked, and did it.
What is that move that Tyson Kidd does where he did this at Takeover as well. He sets up Neville on the ropes, and then he jumps down.
It was a front flip leg drop.
Leg drop.
They didn't really give it a name.
I know it as the Harlem Hangover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back from when Booker
That
T
always
did
looks
it.
cool.
But not on the ropes.
It was a nice setup, though, too.
It's always a good setup.
They made it make sense as opposed to being like, oh.
It's a rough move to pin somebody off of, because then you have to drag their lifeless body to the center
the
of the ring.
problem.
Right. So, it kind of made Tyson Kidd look a little foolish, thinking that he could get away with that.
Naive.
Yeah.
Almost.
But he's
He got
He's
lost
a
in it.
veteran.
He's also a veteran, so it makes him look silly, foolish. It's hard. then.
He got lost in his pursuit. He was just like, I need this to be it. And instead of having that ring awareness, he just went for the pin. There were a lot of hard-hitting kicks in this match, too.
True.
Yeah.
Just ridiculously mean. And like the super kick that Neville got to end the match before the red arrow was just perfect snap on it. It was kind of gross.
When Tyson Kidd hit his finisher, that front flipping neck breaker, Neville got every square ounce of that. Wow, he landed right on the back of his head. I really thought it was over.
No,
really
it looked
did.
like it. It really did. They got us with those false finishes.
And they just keep building up Adrian Neville.
do.
Against Brodus Clay, he slayed that big monster pretty easy, and he just can take all this punishment and keep on going. It's got to be rough to be Adrian Neville.
The well-deserved NXT champion.
Is it worth it? He's getting just decimated out there. For this championship, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? Ultimately, yes. But in the long run, I'm sure he'll look back on this and go, what the hell was I thinking?
You know what? I agree with you. When he has his title match with Tyler Breeze, he should just lay down and get pinned.
I want it to be known I did
Just let it
not
happen.
say that in
That's
the
exactly what you said. I
slightest-
believe that's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it.
You're twisting my
In the
words.
same vein, I'll take this. Thank you.
Nope, that's mine too.
Put it in a bag and
Nope.
we'll take it. to go.
Overall,
Tried a steel cage this week and didn't do it then.
Well,
You're not gonna do it.
anyways.
Doing the segue to the end of the
Yes.
show.
All right, whatever.
Pay attention.
You brought it up.
Overall, this was a great NXT. show and a solid NXT after show.
It was.
Before we have a match between Mark Donica and True Hobo, I would like to just ask everyone, continue the conversation on YouTube. We love reading all of your comments every single week. You guys have great feedback. A lot of the time better than ours. Please also rate, comment, and subscribe to our iTunes. And I didn't mention this earlier, but pick up our Boss Ladies amazing book. It is now on the best sellers list.
It is?
New York
Really?
Times
Well deserved.
bestseller.
Well
so this
deserved.
is our Ross's, Maria Menounos' second time being on that list. Huge congratulations to her. You can pick up this book anywhere where books are sold, as well as Amazon.com. Rate it on there as well. It's a great book. Helps you get in shape. Every girl's guide to diet and fitness.
It's summer.
And great recipes in there too.
Great
really.
recipes. She's in shape. It'll help you get in shape. Just do it.
Setting the obvious.
Yes. So, in the meantime, where can people find you?
I am on Twitter at True Hobo. ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo is where you can get a swanky shirt. And Soapbox Car TV is where you can see us duking it out every single week.
And you can find me on Twitter at SoapboxMark. I was going to say Soapbox Card TV, but that's not a thing. And you can find it's E3, it's Game of Christmas. You can find a review, it is, of all of the week's events on Futon Alliance, the Futon Alliance, youtube.com/the Futon Alliance.
Just say that one more time because you messed it up.
youtube.com/the Futon Alliance. There's my pretty face.
Awesome. You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley. You can find all of us here on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you again next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.